What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode here on the YouTube channel. And guys, you already know who I got on the stream. I don't even need to introduce him. But give me a drum roll, please. Let us know who you are, man.
Yes, I am the lead attorney here on YouTube, a 20-year attorney down here in Atlanta, Georgia. I have a YouTube channel, and we just talk about things related to the law. Sometimes we talk about things related to relationships, because I'm a 20-year divorce attorney, so I know a lot about marriages and divorces. And we just chop it up and have a good time.
Right, give him a round of applause. Okay, and I remember seeing the lead attorney a few months ago, only not so many subscribers. Now he getting like 11,000 people in the live views. I'm gonna start hating on you. You know I'm jealous, player. But it's just good to see you. You know, you're really impacting the YouTube community, big YouTubers, small YouTubers. You're like the great unifier of Black YouTube, and so I'm great to see your progression. But you're also an excellent family attorney, and not only that, you've been going through some law issues of yourself with copyrights. And I want to talk about that because you are you have a really powerful live stream, and you have been weighing in on the issues of the day. And when you do weigh in on it, it's a lot of views. Tasha K responded to you, Donovan Sharp responded to you, and then you received some copyright claims recently from Fresh and Fit. And I know that other YouTubers have received them. But tell me what that ordeal was about, and obviously now how to beat those sort of copyright claims for other YouTubers that are in the that are watching this today.
Yeah, it's such a great question, and to be honest, I'm just finding out about it now. Yesterday is when I got the notification from YouTube saying that there had been a copyright takedown notice filed against me. And so I did a whole live stream about all the errors that were in the notice, the application that Fresh and Fit's attorney filed. Mm-hmm. Now I'll be honest, I don't really do reaction videos. So I've never had a copyright claim, much less a copyright strike against me. The only reason that someone would put a copyright strike against me is because they disagreed with what I was saying, right? Which is fine, because we all disagree, but that's not the appropriate use of a copyright strike. A copyright strike is basically for copyright violations, saying that I use someone's content in an inappropriate way. But that's not what I do on my channel. So I was very surprised to see that. Now, to YouTube's credit, and, you know, a lot of people, YouTube, you know, it's so humongous, right? So, of course, there's going to be some errors. No system is perfect. And they're just like a Goliath. They're just so big that there are some imperfections in their system. And some people have tried to use the system to try to game it to get certain outcomes, to silence people. YouTube caught that in my situation. You know, when Fresh and Fit started striking people, you know, in the beginning it worked, it really did. But then as all the strikes added up, it seems like YouTube said, well, hold up now, all of these people at one time are just using your content, and it looks like they went back and reviewed some things. And so in my case, when I got all of these strikes, I mean, it looks like they tried to issue about 10 of them. YouTube said, listen, you got these strikes against you, but you know, we don't think that they're valid. So, you know, we're not going to take any adverse action against you. The videos are going to stay up. Your videos are going to be monetized. Don't even worry about it. We're looking into this. And then they also sent me some email threads that the YouTube team has been having with Fresh and Fit's attorney's office. Fresh and Fit hired this guy, and this guy had a paralegal. And apparently the paralegal was the one who was doing almost all of the work trying to get these strikes to content creators. And it shows in the email thread that they were very dissatisfied with what she was doing. And they did not believe her. They did not believe that these claims were valid. And in fact, in the email, they said that she had 7 days to retract it. And if she didn't retract it, then they were going to terminate the Fresh and Fit channel.
So it's interesting that you said that, because I saw them talking big shit on their community tab post and they were saying, listen, we're going to, and I'm talking about Fresh and Fit. They're saying, okay, if guys use our content, you're going to pay by the law. And then, you know, it was a lot of people was talking shit about me, you know, and they were liking the heart in the comments and stuff like that. Once your video came out, I went to their community tab, and that post had been deleted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they ran like some little so it had been deleted. So let me kind of talk about, you know, as a YouTuber, and this is the first time you've experienced this, from what you understand about what is fair use, because I think that's a sketchy thing for certain people, even for guys like myself, because the law seems to be so how it's interpreted. What is really fair use content, in your opinion? And how would you explain that to the YouTube community?
Yeah, now fair use, and you're exactly right. It's super sketchy. It's messy, and it can only be determined by a judge in a court. That's the thing. So you don't know, you don't have a definitive answer of when your content falls within the fair use exception until a judge says so, right? But it could cost you $50,000, $75,000 to get in that courtroom. So that's why it's iffy. There's no book that you can open up and say, okay, you did this and this and this, so it's absolutely fair use. A judge determines fair use. Even YouTube doesn't determine it. So that's why when YouTube issues that's why when I get, for example, this copyright strike, if they had only struck me and hadn't tried to strike, you know, 15, 20, how many other creators at the same time, you know, if they had just came after me, YouTube would have pulled my stuff. They would have just absolutely assumed that it was right. And they would have said, hey, you know, see if you can make this right with Fresh and Fit, or see if you can like take the video down yourself, or, you know, fix it, see if you can do something. But we are absolutely going to side with the content creator on this. We're not going to go back and forth. YouTube does not want to be in the middle of it. So they'll take a video down and then just, you know, are you going to work it out or not? But because Fresh and Fit had done this kind of assault in mass and just tried to flag all of these creators, YouTube caught it. They were like, this is BS. But the point remains that you don't really know for sure 100% that what you're doing falls within fair use until you get, you know, before a judge. So for example, I did a video on Tom Brady, and I actually took that down before they could try. I use all this NFL content. I knew I was wrong when I did it. It was my very first video. I was using video of all these NFL games. I had training camps. I had combine. I mean, I took everything. I didn't care. It was my favorite because I wanted it to be good and I needed their footage, right? I ended up taking it down. I just, you know, now that I'm bigger, I was like, okay, I don't need the NFL coming out. Now they might see me, right? But I also did a video on a man about his child support issue. And he had done a video, you know, he has about 800 subscribers and I had about 1,000 at the time. And I went to him and I was like, listen, I want to use your video. You know, do I have permission? And he was like, yeah. So he let me use his video. And really that video, I think, is one of the most powerful videos on my channel. And it really would have hurt me because I spent 30 hours on that video. Imagine me spending 30 hours on that video and he says, hey, you didn't have my permission to do it. And then he takes it down. Right. And so it's important really to try to ask people, even if they say no, that's not the end of it. You can still use their content, but you have to use it in a way that falls within fair use, right? So how do you do that? What are the factors, some of the factors that judges look at? Well, judges look at the fact of, you know, is what you are using, is it just a pure copy of the work that the original content creator made, right? So Kevin Samuels came on yesterday because we were kind of talking about this. And Kevin Samuels will say, well, listen, you know, sometimes I get on IG or sometimes I will do a stream and I'll end the stream, let's say at midnight, and then I will wake up and I will see the exact copy of that stream on YouTube on another person's channel. And that stream will have views. So instead of the people viewing my video on my stream, they're viewing my video on someone else's stream, right? And that's not allowed under fair use. Let me take a step back for a second. For fair use, what do you need? Like, what's the biggest thing? You need some type of transformation of the content. So if I'm going to take Kevin Samuels' work, I need to be able to transform it in some way. I can't just pull it off of a screen recording and put it on on my channel and just say, okay, that's fair use. That's not how it is. And you'll see content creators from time to time, you know, they'll be like, oh, fair use, you know, every 30 seconds, fair use. That don't work. That's not how it works at all, right?
They did it all the time.
Yes, you got to be able to, you got to provide commentary. You got to provide criticism. It has to be some type of news reporting. You have to do a lot of things to fall within the fair use. So when a judge tries to see, you know, is this really fair use or not? They're really looking at, did you transform it in a way that's material and significant? And is that, you know, you really added something to it? And a lot of times on YouTube, you won't see that. You'll see people just taking the video and just putting it up on their own channel, without any commentary, any criticism.
Just messy as hell.
That's exactly right. Using basically someone else's work. Now, and people have done that to me, and I don't say anything about it. I've seen my whole live stream on other people's streams. But again, you know, and Kevin kind of put me on game because he was like, listen, you know, that maybe that was fine to do, you know, when you had 2,000 subscribers, you know, 4,000 subscribers, you weren't making any money anyway with 4,000 subscribers. What does it matter? But now as you get bigger, and I'm starting to see what he's talking about, you know, you get bigger now and the money starts to add up. Like you can't let people just steal your stuff because they're stealing your money. I mean, that's really what it is. So now
you got to get paid. You got to get paid, y'all.
Exactly. So he's putting me on game. Exactly right. You're putting me on game about things, about how to think of things into the future. So I really might have to announce that I need to adjust that. Maybe you can only steal 50% of it as opposed to 100, because as you get bigger, you start running into different problems. So, you know, Kevin is absolutely right about that. You just can't allow people just to steal your stuff.
Right, and he's been very nice about, you know, he really don't want to issue copyright. Neither do I. But I want to kind of touch on two things. So what it appears is, you know, for those people who are, you know, fresh and fit, you know, fanboys, you know, there's this ideology that, you know, you guys are talking about fresh and fit because you guys are jealous of them. You know, you guys are really hating on them. Have you heard that?
Oh yeah, I heard it a lot yesterday in my stream. A lot of their fans.
We kind of address that. I mean, as content creators, I mean, you're in the 100K club, and you know, like, you know, and they have like 500,000 subscribers. So then people were looking at us because they're making more money than you guys, so that's why you guys are jealous of them and making content about them. Can you address that?
Yeah, you know, and let's be fair. You know, if you do talk about someone bigger, then that does have a value. You know, no one knows this better than you know, or, you know, people will try to use your name. Certainly Kevin Samuels. I mean, his name is just, you know, it's worth tens of thousands of dollars, you know, if you can use it right. It's true. You know, he'll come on my channel just to show support. And I'll notice that when he's on my channel, all of a sudden, you know, now there are 2,000 people more in the chat, right? Or when I end the stream and upload it, now it has, you know, 20% more views because of his name. So it does add a value. So you have to say, well, listen, you know, if I ask Kevin Samuels to come on, why do I want him on? Is it because, you know, I think he's so important to this space? You know, I'm really trying to shout him out, trying to let the people know over here, you know, what he's doing and kind of add my take onto it? Or is it just a money play? Right. And so what I think that those people over there don't understand that what we have over here is a real community. Everybody is trying to support each other. Right. I mean, everybody's a strong word because you've always got a bits and pockets of a community that's a little sketchy. Right. But in general,
we are black. So,
let's acknowledge that. Right. But in general, you know, this is a very, very supportive community. And what I think the Fresh and Fit fans fail to understand is in this community, accountability is very important, right? It's not going to be that you're going to be able to do something in the quote unquote manosphere that is just so crazy and then have nobody talk about it. Right? People are going to talk about shady business practices that you're entering into. And that's not because they're big, it's because the practices are shady. right?
Right.
And it's newsworthy. People don't
Right.
understand that. I mean, we are content creators. We have to put something out every day, every other
Right.
day. I'm sure, O'Shea, there are some days on a random Tuesday, you know, you wake up and you're like, okay, you know, what I'm going to talk about, you know, and
Right.
if something happens with Dr. Dre or something happens with Lizzo, it's not clout chasing. It's what happened.
Right.
So people, I think, use that as an excuse.
Mhm.
And you know, you want to think that they just don't know. They're not content creators themselves, so maybe they believe it. But sometimes it does seem like they know it's not cloud chasing. They're just looking to, you know, throw some pebbles at you.
Okay. And let me kind of go maybe this last question. I know you got something where to go, but this kind of targeted hit. Shout out to the brother SPK Speaks, and what he felt like what he was doing is with the playback channel. Because I don't know if their channel is going to get taken down. I know they put up a new video. I haven't watched it yet. I know they were in your live stream yesterday. But it seemed like what they were doing was, okay, we want to make sure they have at least 3 videos up with our content. So we want to make sure that at least 3 videos have content in them. So when we submit copyright strikes, like with Spencer Cornelia and all these other people, they're going to come down. Because, you know, 3 copyright strikes and that's it. So it seems like it was targeted. They were waiting for, you know, all right, let's go and make sure that they have at least 3 to 4 videos with our stuff in it. And I don't know why they thought that it would work, but you know, let me ask you this: what do you think that their credibility has been after this and losing this in the YouTube community? What do you think? How do you think this has hurt their reputation with this failed hit on the people that, you know, that disagreed with them? What do you think that's?
I mean, that's such a great thing because I'm not sure it's changed at all. You know, to be honest, I'm not sure it's changed at all. You know, and not to be political about it, but you would hear a lot about this when Trump was in office. Right. Trump would say something, he would say something stupid, right? Or he would do something stupid. And the news would be like, oh, okay, now because of this, you know, what do you think the public opinion is? And I don't, you know, people who loved him are still going to love him. People who hated him are still going to hate him. And he's very polarizing. And I think Fresh and Fit is the same way. Right. I don't know if I've met a lot of people who are on the fence about Fresh and Fit. Like, oh, you know, I was kind of on the fence with them, but now that they did this, now I'm out. Right. You know, if you say you're out, you were probably out before this, because the stuff that they've done now is really kind of, you know, they've done some other things in the past where you could have gone out. So I'm not sure how many people were kind of waffling on it. So I'm not sure, you know, and it's almost like it's kind of an immunity where they can pretty much they can do anything at this point. I mean, Trump could have done anything, to be honest. I mean, he had those boys. He had these people storming the Capitol. He could have done anything. Anything. Yeah. So, you know, I think they have built up such a strong following, such a loyal following. And I'm not sure there's a lot they could, you know, maybe if they got married or something, you know, to a woman, they're like, oh, well, now, you know, we see through you. Right. But in terms of doing negative stuff, I'm not sure what they could do to really harm their character for their fans. Because people on the outside, we already, you know, know what it is.
Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna hold you too much longer. I do thank you. I know that you're a very busy person. Thank you for coming back here. But I always ask people when I come onto my channel, because I know you have a lot of things going on. You're also helping YouTube creators. Shout out to Beautiful Lies. I worked with him.
Yeah, thank you so much. He's so awesome.
Yeah, I worked with him. It was a very interesting video that me and him did. So shout out to that brother. But kind of tell people, you know, what is it that if they subscribe to your channel, if they don't know who you are, you know, what's the reason why they should become a part of the Lead Attorneys community?
Yes, I started my channel to help men out. And I learned that the algorithm wants you to the YouTube algorithm wants you to present your information in a certain way, and it kind of wants to guide you through time. And so I started my channel helping men out about child support, alimony, property division. Now it's kind of guided through, and I try to use examples from people who are in the mainstream, people like, let's say, a Dr. Dre, or people like a Lizzo or somebody like that. To help shine some light on some fundamental aspects of family law. Having said that, I also do other things as well. I talk about relationships because, again, I'm a 20-year divorce attorney. So I talk about relationships and marriages, particularly those in the Black community. So that's a second segment of my content. And then maybe the third and last segment of my content is to help out YouTube creators, and I really have to thank all of this to you. If you had not shown me that helping people is a thing, I just would have been like everybody else, just focusing on my own channel, focusing on my own views, focusing on my own subscribers. But I saw not only how you helped other people out, but how you helped me out so much in my channel and the benefit that it gave me. Now I want to do the same. And if you be honest, I really do feel like a little O'Shea 2.0, with the.
Well, you're doing better than me, man. Listen, no one's gonna. I'm gonna start hating on you, dude.
Listen, no one's gonna be able to help out the number of people that you helped out. I mean, that's like trying to get 100 points in a game, like a Wilt Chamberlain type of record. No one's gonna beat that. But I do take pride in the fact that there are a lot of people. When I say a lot, maybe like 20 or 30 people.
You got a lot of people, man. You have a really strong community. You do an excellent job.
Well, again, and that's because of you and the example that you set. So I'm just super appreciative of all the ways. And a lot of people that I help with these consultations, or people in my Patreon, or people who are my other channel, YouTube Elementary, they don't even know that they're getting the benefit of what you gave me. Right. So they're thanking me, but in reality, they should be thanking you as well, because I was a direct beneficiary of the help that you gave me.
Well, what I would say, you, Pocket Watching, you guys are really talented, really niche specific creators. You guys are the future. I mean, because of you, I would say, and even Pocket Watching, Poor Man's Podcast, you guys have really made the Black YouTube community like 400% or 500% better than what it was before. And obviously, Kevin. I mean, we know with that, but the new guys have come on and really swung the bat. Guys, Anton. It's just a much better community. It's much more, leverage you can have. It's great. And I really thank you guys for making it fun. I mean, because when you come on, everybody's in there. Simple the P is in your chat. I'm in my chat. SBK Speaks is sending me screenshots. I'm seeing everybody. I saw Playback in there.
Yeah.
Kevin's in there. We all love coming over your stuff. It's like the all-star game in the hood. You know what I mean? It's like Rucker Park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all so glad to be. It's so fun. It's turned up.
Yeah.
And we all have a good time. And you long-winded too. You can talk to Jesus.
That is true. That is true.
But we loving it. Shout out to, I think the guy's name is Uncle Stewie.
Uncle Stu, old man on the blog.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Stu, man.
Yes.
Yeah, he be tricking it off too. He be having a good time. So I just really love the community you built over there. And whenever you go live, man, I get my American Express. Make sure I didn't max it out yet. Do my tricking. So
on these sandals and weaves, right?
Yeah. But we expect a lot more great things coming from you and your channel. You've done really, really well. Keep doing the good working, guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell on the first comment. And we are out. I always remember the buffoonery remains all time high. Peace.